What did Muhammad Ali and Colonel Sanders and the founder of Louisville, George Rogers Clark, have in common? Well, they're all buried here in Cave Hill Cemetery. Welcome.
This gives you some different points of interest. So we're here.
Okay.
And we get a lot of questions, who's the most famous person here? So often, we're going to say Muhammad Ali, and then beyond that, Colonel Sanders. In the center of the cemetery is our administration building. There's a green line there that takes you to Muhammad Ali. There's a yellow line that takes you to Harlan Sanders.
All right.
The other points of interest that are on the map can be found by looking at the letters in the red boxes, or even some of these different multicolored dots, like this orange one, purple.
I'm learning all kinds of things. They got this book here on Cave Hill Cemetery Guide to Symbols. And I noticed here some other things. They have a festival coming up, and they offer all these classes. You can even take a class on the symbols on these gravestones. It's really cool. Well, Mr. Higgs, nice guy in here, loaded me up with all this information. He even gave me a bottle of water and instructions on how to get around the cemetery, see some of the noted people here. It's not just Colonel Sanders and Muhammad Ali and George Rogers Clark, the founder of Louisville, that we're here to see. We're here to see everybody. The cemetery is so big, we're going to be driving around most of it, but I had to stop to get a close-up look at this. It's a very well manicured cemetery. This is huge. There are some incredible gravestones here. I stopped to see one specific one I've never seen anything like. Wow. It appears that this memorial is for members of the Elks. I've been in a lot of cemeteries to pay my respects to those gone before us. I have never, in all of the cemeteries I have ever been in, seen grave markers like I see here in this place. They're just very artistic, very ornate, lots of different styles that I see. And just seeing that they had a book on symbolism of these gravestones told me that there's going to be some unique ones out here, but I wasn't expecting all this. There's thousands of people buried out here with nice headstones, like the Wallace family. Amazing. What a way to be remembered. He took a few cups of love. He took 1 tablespoon of patience, 1 teaspoon of generosity, 1 pint of kindness. He took 1 quart of laughter, 1 pinch of concern, and then he mixed wellness with happiness. He added lots of faith, and he stirred it all up well. Then he spread it over the span of a lifetime, and he served it to each and every person he met. Final resting place of Muhammad Ali. Founder of the Kentucky Fried Chicken Empire, Colonel Sanders, Harlan Sanders, and his wife. Well, he married up here. He married a woman that's 12 years younger than him, so he's doing good there. Successful man. This guy did a lot of good in his life. About a year ago this time, I visited the very first location of a Kentucky Fried Chicken. It wasn't called a Kentucky Fried Chicken at the time. It was a motel that Harlan owned and made fried chicken out of the kitchen to sell to passerbys that stay in his motel. It was really neat to see. It had a mock hotel set up the way it used to look, and the kitchen exactly how Harlan used it when he was making those first secret recipe fried chickens. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link to that below. That was a fun day. All around Colonel Sanders' gravesite are more very nice artistic headstones. The memorial to Harry L. Collins, the Frito-Lay magician. Harry here was not just any magician, he was the Frito-Lay magician. Why the Frito-Lay magician, you may say? Well, he was a salesman for Frito-Lay, and he loved his job at the company so much that when he would do his magic tricks and the big surprise would happen, he would holler out, "Frito-Lay!" So he got known as the Frito-Lay magician. So much so that in 1970, the company that he worked for, Frito-Lay, made him the official magician. So he'd travel around to different locations and do magic tricks. But he was well known around the Louisville area for being this magician, the Frito-Lay magician. Everybody loved him. They made this nice memorial to the guy after he passed. It was a very, very kind gesture. Died in 1985. I'm just wandering around and checking out some of these mausoleums here with this incredible artwork inside. A lot of them with this stained glass. This is likely the nicest cemetery that I've ever been in. They don't just have these really nice grave markers, but they offer classes to people to learn not just the symbols on these gravestones, but they're a level 2 arborarium. I believe that's what he told me. They teach classes on the trees here and other plants that are planted throughout the cemetery. They're also involved in beekeeping. I think he said they had 20 beehives here, and they sell honey to raise money for things that go on here at the cemetery. This is an incredible place. Very well organized. I was also told that they add about 600 people to the cemetery every year. So they help out a lot of families, I'm sure, in the grieving process. And the main office where I first entered was very nice, very welcoming people. A really nice place. There is not a blade of grass too long or out of place in this entire cemetery. It's gigantic. Thanks for joining me here today at Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. I hope you enjoyed visiting the graves of Harlan Sanders, Colonel Sanders, Muhammad Ali, and all the rest we saw in there today. I appreciate your company. I'll see you in the next video.